All right, so very good afternoon, guys. We'll start with our today's alumni meet, and we would start inviting the placed candidates one by one, and we'll try to understand the interview questions, the trending topics, okay, from interview point of view in 2025, what it is, what is the latest syllabus we are supposed to learn, right? So I've also prepared the latest syllabus copy which I will be sharing it with the candidates. What are the updated syllabus in 2025 we are going to provide as per the market condition. Fine. So 80% of the syllabus has changed. Okay, so in 2025 80% of the syllabus we have already changed that. Now what is that syllabus, what you will get to learn, everything we have documented it. And also this will include combination of full stack and DevOps. So all our current batches already are undergoing that. They're learning full stack, they're learning DevOps. We are doing a project on microservices with Kafka, and we are creating a CI/CD pipeline with DevOps. And the syllabus is being very beautifully set, and I'm assuming that will boost our results more. Okay. So also one more important thing I always tell students, that please perform this 30 seconds test. Never forget to do that, because lot of beginners, they come and ask me that, sir, can I get placed in 2 months? This is what the question I've been repeatedly getting from lot of audience. Okay, sir, why is that you take 6.5 months for placements to be conducted, while some other academies, they are promising me, okay, they are promising me that you can get placed in 2 months. Correct, you can get placed in how many months? 2 months. Correct. So firstly understand, if anybody claims I can place you in 2 months, you have to analyze very practically, in 2 months how much syllabus is covered, right? What all things will you be prepared with? Is it possible in 2 months you're good at all the technologies and you're in a position to answer everything what our placed candidates are telling, right? Is it possible to cover in 2 months? Second, if people say I will place you in 2 months, please visit them and ask them, provide me the place students mobile numbers. All you have to do is just ask them, can you provide me the placed candidates mobile numbers? Okay, even if you don't want to provide me day wise, month wise, week wise, year wise, show me the tracker, but that should consist of mobile numbers for verification. Please dial the numbers that I wish to select from your mobile, and I want to talk to them. Okay, I want to see student who have got placed a year back, student who has got placed couple of months back, couple of days back, your daily reports. Don't give me Instagram ID, because if you just go to chat GPT and if you tell them prepare photos of placed student, you will get nice banner. There is, I think, this app called as Sora. Correct. So if you just go there and put that, okay, Pankaj Sir Academy placements, you'll get stamp size photos, which is quite easy to go and generate the apps. If it's a paid version, you can come up with more beautiful apps and then you can put that on Instagram by creating fake IDs. 30 seconds test. Okay, if institutes hesitates to show you the mobile numbers, the answers are clear, that 2 months that we talk about placements is impossible. So be very clear about it, how much studies is required, how much practicing is required. Okay, 6.5 7 months when we are talking about placements, my latest syllabus will have 25,000 lines of running notes. This is our efforts to train you. Now recently I created a syllabus copy and shared with the student. Just our syllabus copy is some 30-35 pages. Yeah, how many pages is that? The approx 42 pages. So 42 pages is our syllabus copy, right? Which is very clearly mentioned what projects we will do, what all things we are going to cover in that, each and everything what we are going to complete, that's been mentioned in my latest syllabus copy. 42 pages of syllabus copy. Somebody claims in 2 months I will prepare you to get placed, which means you're just getting attracted with the placements because somebody says I'm tied up with 5,000 companies and some other fellow will say 3,000 companies. But the question is, where are the mobile numbers of placed candidate? You tell me every day people are getting placed. Excellent. If they're getting placed, why are you hesitating to connect me with a placed candidate? Why do you tell me connect with them on LinkedIn? Why do you tell me connect with them on Instagram? Why not face to face interaction? Okay, you're showing me some offer letters. If I go to now AI tools, I can create fake offer letters. Yes or no? So people they tell we have candidates offer letters, right? Where photos can be created fake. Why not the offer letters? Okay, where is that person? Do that person exist? Do we have that person in existence? What's his mobile number? This all is very, very important, right? Then only you will be able to focus on the syllabus that is supposed to be, right? Otherwise, we will look forward for shortcuts. Somebody will say, get you job in, let's say, 2 months. Some shortcut entries people will talk, okay, I will get you backdoor jobs. He will tell you, pay me 1 lakh, you pay me 2 lakhs, you pay me 3 lakhs. Those all things are going to start, right? So let's be clear about it. Why I mention this is because going forward you will understand right syllabus, right training, right strategies. This is very important in the current market situation to get placed. Otherwise you will not be able to get through, you will not be able to get placed. So let's invite the first candidate for the day who is here, and we have uh, Pranav Patil, who wants to join us offline. He's our recently placed candidate, and we will try to listen from him what all things we guys have to study, what we have to stay focused on, and the latest trending concept. Yeah? So let's start. Pranav, please come on stage. Please come on stage. So Pranav is here. I'll hand over the mic to Pranav. And as I said, what comes is very important thing is the numbers of the candidates who are getting through. Okay, if I say daily there are 5 to 8 candidates getting placed from here, we document the numbers. Okay, right? So I'll hand over the mic to Pranav. Okay, 1 minute. I have some questions. Let me answer that one of mine. Okay, so people, please understand when you say I've already done the course. Okay, now somebody says I've already done the course in Coding Ninja. Can I get a job in 2 months? So what is important is basically, right, when we are talking about you have done the course, but what exactly you have done in the course? This is important. And I can assure you 80% of the content today, what I would be offering, especially in the Bangalore market, will not be matched in any of the places that you're learning. That much confident I've become, okay, after setting up the new syllabus, because a lot of efforts we have put in order to design the new curriculum. Okay.
Yes, sir. हेलो हेलो सो मेरा नाम प्रणव है। मैं रिसेंटली प्लेस हुआ हूँ। मैं 2024 पास आउट हूँ और मुझे दो कंपनी में प्लेसमेंट हुआ था, इन्फोगेन और फ्लिपकार्ट। तो मैं करंटली फ्लिपकार्ट में काम कर रहा हूँ। 1.5 मंथ्स हो गए और दोनों का हाईएस्ट और लोएस्ट पैकेज 8 LPA था। तो पर ऐसे क्वेश्चंस जो सर में भी नहीं है, ज्यादातर क्वेश्चंस वही पूछते हैं। जैसे इस लो लेवल डिजाइन मुझे क्या बोला था, मैंने सर ने बोला था होटल वेल मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम। तो मुझे क्या बोला था फ्लिपकार्ट के इंटरव्यू में, एक ही क्वेश्चन, डायरेक्ट एक लो लेवल डिजाइन तैयार करो, तुम ड्रॉ डाटा टायो पे जाओ, कुछ एक्सप्लेन मत करो, सिर्फ फ्लो चार्ट का डायग्राम बनाओ लो लेवल डिजाइन का। तो और उसके बाद उन्होंने पूछा था कि तुम माई डेटा बेसिक यूज करते हो। उन्होंने टेक्निकल ज्यादा कुछ नहीं पूछा, सिर्फ बेसिक हमारा प्रोजेक्ट किस पे होता है, तुमको मतलब प्रोजेक्ट का परफॉर्मेंस किससे इंप्रूव होता है, माई तुमने यूज क्यों किया, क्योंकि माई ओपन सोर्स है और फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है और इस वर्किंग इजी है। और उसी तरह हाइबरनेट के बहुत क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं, जैसे कि टाइप्स ऑफ लेवल ऑफ कैशिंग इन हाइबरनेट, फर्स्ट लेवल कैश, सेकेंड लेवल कैश, और प्रोजेक्ट में आपने वो सेकेंड लेवल कैश फर्स्ट लेवल कैश क्यों यूज किया है। हम मतलब लोग क्या करते हैं, डेफिनेशंस करते हैं, फर्स्ट लेवल कैशिंग, सेकेंड लेवल कैशिंग, वैसा नहीं, अगर अच्छी कंपनी 8 लाख से ऊपर पैकेज दे रहे हैं तो वो सिर्फ डेफिनेशंस पे नहीं रुकते, वो अपने जो एक्सप्लेन किया है वो प्रोजेक्ट में कहाँ यूज किया आपने वो पूछते हैं। एक फ्लिपकार्ट में मैंने बोला कि हाइबरनेट के कैशिंग का है, तो उन्होंने पूछा कि सेकंड लेवल कैशिंग कहाँ यूज किया है आपने, फर्स्ट लेवल कैशिंग कहाँ यूज किया है। तो थ्योरी क्वेश्चंस पे नहीं जाते वो। अगर पैकेज 10 लाख के जी हेल्थ केयर का भी हुआ था तो उन्होंने पूछा था कि प्रोजेक्ट में प्रॉब्लम्स फेस क्यों किए, AWS S3 ही क्यों यूज किया, अदर सर्विसेज क्यों नहीं। सो जितना ज्यादा पैकेज उतना टेक्निकल क्वेश्चंस कम पूछते हैं, प्रैक्टिकल ज्यादा पूछते हैं, जैसे प्रोजेक्ट में क्या हुआ वो हुआ। और एक फिक्स क्वेश्चन है हर एक इंटरव्यू ने, मुझे लाइक 12 to 15 इंटरव्यूज दिए हैं मैंने, 15 इंटरव्यू में एक फिक्स क्वेश्चन हाइबरनेट का कैशिंग और ट्रांजैक्शन मैनेजमेंट। ट्रांजैक्शन मैनेजमेंट आपको कैसे कैसे इंप्लीमेंट किया अपने प्रोजेक्ट में, और कैशिंग भी हाइबरनेट का कैसे इंप्लीमेंट किया। और फिक्स क्वेश्चन लाइक 6 कंपनीज में पूछा मुझे, पर मुझे उसका आंसर पता नहीं था क्योंकि वो रेडिस कैश करके एक कॉन्सेप्ट है, वो यूज किया क्या नहीं आपने, क्यों नहीं यूज किया, उससे और कैशिंग अच्छी होती है, वो एक हमको सीखना पड़ेगा। और काफका का और माइक्रो सर्विस में आते हैं तो हाउ टू कनेक्ट टू माइक्रो सर्विसेज। फर्स्ट वन इज सिंक्रोनस और असिंक्रोनस। सिंक्रोनस का आपको कुछ नहीं पूछेंगे, सिर्फ वो कॉन्सेंट्रेट करेंगे असिंक्रोनस पे। और उसमें आता है हमारा फैक्ट्री लेवल डिजाइन पैटर्न और एब्स्ट्रैक्ट डिजाइन पैटर्न। एब्स्ट्रैक्ट डिजाइन पैटर्न ऑलमोस्ट मुझे 11 इंटरव्यूज में पूछा, और फैक्ट्री डिजाइन पैटर्न भी ऑलमोस्ट 15 इंटरव्यूज, 15 में फैक्ट्री डिजाइन पैटर्न पूछा था। सो आपको लाइक जावा का जो है स्टैटिक कीवर्ड, वो स्प्रिंग बूट के व्हाट इज एनोटेशंस, उसमें ज्यादा फोकस मत करो, लाइक डेफिनेशंस उनकी पता है तो चलेगा। फिर भी आप लाइक अगर कंपनीज का पैकेज लाइक ज्यादा दे रही है तो सिर्फ वो यूज केस पूछेंगे आपको, लाइक डेफिनेशन बताओगे, ओके डोंट टेल मी योर डेफिनेशंस, टेल मी एग्जैक्ट इंप्लीमेंटेशन पूछेंगे। तो इसलिए मुझे फ्लिपकार्ट में उन्होंने लो लेवल डिजाइन करने के लिए बोला था, फ्लो चार्ट निकाल के, और उसमें से माइक्रो सर्विसेज अपने उस लो लेवल डिजाइन में कैसे इंप्लीमेंट किया। तो मैंने डायग्राम बनाया था, लेके होटल मैनेजमेंट का यूजर था, फिर एपीआई राउटिंग को जाता है, तो उसके बाद उन्होंने पूछा एपीआई राउटिंग क्या है, तो होटल मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम में आपने कैसे इंप्लीमेंट किया माइक्रो सर्विसेज कनेक्ट करना, वो सब उन्होंने पूछा था। और कोडिंग क्वेश्चन एक पूछा था कि पैलिंड्रोम, पैलिंड्रोम मोस्ट ऑफ द इंटरव्यूज में पूछते हैं। और एक फिक्स क्वेश्चन है टू फाइंड द फर्स्ट कैरेक्टर ऑफ अ स्ट्रिंग, लाइक कैपिटल लेटर या स्ट्रीम में पे करके हमें वो करना पड़ेगा। उतना किया तो काफी है, लाइक मोस्टली कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन माइक्रो सर्विसेज और हाइबरनेट। और एक फिक्स क्वेश्चन है स्प्रिंग बूट और डेटाबेस को कैसे कनेक्ट करते हो, हाइबरनेट और डेटाबेस को कैसे कनेक्ट करते हो, आपका स्प्रिंग बूट एप्लीकेशन, सब बेसिक पहले जो भी होगा, पहले आप फंडामेंटल्स अपने स्ट्रॉन्ग करो। डेटाबेस क्यों यूज करते हैं, स्प्रिंग बूट को कैसे कनेक्ट करते हैं डेटाबेस, AWS S3 डेटाबेस को कैसे कनेक्ट करते हैं, आपने जो भी टेक्नोलॉजीज यूज किए हैं वो पहले अपने एप्लीकेशन को उनका कनेक्शन कैसे करते हैं वो सीख लो। फ्लो आपको पता रहना चाहिए कि हम MySQL कैसे कनेक्ट करते हैं, एप्लीकेशन डॉट प्रॉपर्टीज में जाके क्या डालते हैं, वो सब आपको पूछते हैं। और मेरा एक एडवाइस है कि आप प्रिपेयर होने के बाद ही नौकरी अकाउंट निकालो। मैंने गलती की थी, पहले ही निकाल दिया, उतना मुझे आइडिया नहीं था। फिर भी सब बोलते कि इंटरव्यूज देने के बाद आपको एक्सपीरियंस ही मिलेगा, तो एटलीस्ट 50% तो आपको तैयार रहना पड़ेगा। क्योंकि मेरे फर्स्ट कंपनीज हुई थी, मेरे हाथ से ग्लोबल लॉजिक, डेलॉइट, सब इतने अच्छे कंपनी चले गए, फिर भी बाद में मुझे फ्लिपकार्ट आ गया, इसलिए मुझे चल गया। पर अब जब तक प्रिपेयर ना हो, लाइक मुझे 6 मंथ्स होने के बाद 2 महीने लगे प्रिपेयर करने के लिए, और थर्ड मंथ में मेरा मेरा प्लेसमेंट हुआ। क्योंकि मैंने गलती क्या की, मैंने क्लास खत्म हुआ आज तो मैंने कल नौकरी अकाउंट बना दिया था, तो कॉल्स आ गए थे, पर बहुत सारी कंपनी हाथ से चली गई, अच्छे कंपनी। अगर वो बाद में आते थे तो उनके कॉल्स भी आते थे, पर मैं इंटरव्यू दे चुका था, तो उसमें मुझे 6 मंथ्स का कूल डाउन पीरियड रहता है, तो मुझे वापस में डेलॉइट या उस कंपनी में इंटरव्यू देने को नहीं आते। तो जब तक आप प्रिपेयर हो तभी आप नौकरी अकाउंट निकालो। अगर फर्स्ट टाइम में आपको अच्छा कंपनी का कॉल आ गया और आप निकल गए तो लकी हो, क्योंकि बाकी सब मेरे डेलॉइट, ग्लोबल लॉजिक, वो सब कंपनी मेरे हाथ से, जी हेल्थ केयर, सब कुछ चले गए, क्योंकि मैं प्रिपेयर नहीं था उस वक्त उस आंसर्स के लिए। तो मोस्ट मेरा कॉन्सेप्ट है कि थ्योरी क्वेश्चंस पे मत इतना कॉन्सेंट्रेट करो, जैसे हो गया हमारा वो वन वन लाइन डेफिनेशंस हो गए, व्हाट इज स्टैटिक कीवर्ड, दिस कीवर्ड, उस पे फोकस मत करो। ज्यादा तो ज्यादा माइक्रो सर्विसेज और प्रोजेक्ट पे ही कॉन्सेंट्रेट करो, क्योंकि 70% आपका प्रोजेक्ट पे ही पूछेंगे, उसका फ्लो, आपने माइक्रो सर्विसेज कैसे इंटीग्रेट किया, होटल मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम में आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम फेस हो गए, वो सभी पूछेंगे।
Okay, I hope this helped interacting with Pranav and what exactly he mentioned. But see, the learning journey has to be from basics, step by step. You have to move towards the advanced lecture. As I said, microservice is kind of a very trending concept today in industry, and people have to complete their microservices concepts, project work, Kafka. This is like must and should. Fine. Now, if you're not completing this, getting placed is going to be tough. Okay, so we are going to spend a lot of time, especially going with microservices learning, and the project on microservices itself, we are going to spend some 1.5 months of time. Okay, so that is the whole thing, and the design patterns in microservices, the high level design. Okay, how we come up with a high level design, the er diagrams of that, the low level design concepts, all of these things we have to be well versed with it. And on top of that, the spring security concept, this is like guaranteed question with jwt tokens. Okay, so these concepts we have to be very well prepared with, and also the internal working of your spring security, that how the login flow works. Okay, what is authentication manager in that, correct? Then how exactly your username passwords are being what evaluated. Okay, how jwt tokens are being generated, and how do I implement this on a microservice. Now that's again something very very important. Then inter microservice communication, how do you make one microservice interact with another microservice, correct? So these all things we have to be well prepared with. How do you implement synchronous, okay, you know, and asynchronous concepts, how do you implement that? So this all you have to be prepared with it. Okay, so let's continue. The next candidate I would be inviting Prahlad Singh, and let me pin him. So Prahlad, let's start with your introduction. What's
Uh,
your
Hello, sir.
hello?
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you're audible, Prahlad. So let us know what's your qualification, the companies that you've
Okay.
got placed in, and also we want to know the trending concepts in interviews. So what
Okay.
concepts are very trending, right? So what should be the flow? Students have to prepare, like core Java, how much percentage of questions are being asked, advanced Java, how much percentage of questions are being asked, what all questions they are asking you, right? And how important the DevOps concepts are. Please educate our juniors on this.
ओके सर. सो फ्रेंड्स, मेरा नाम प्रहलाद है और मैं एमपी से हूँ और मेरी ग्रेजुएशन बीटेक कंप्यूटर साइंस है जो कि मैं 2023 पे पास आउट हूँ. सो मैं अभी रिसेंटली प्लेस्ड हुआ हूँ फरवरी में. इस लाइक अभी 11 मई को 3 मंथ हो जाएंगे प्लेस्ड हुए मेरे को. एंड उस टाइम पे क्वेश्चंस बहुत ही कह सकते हैं कि मतलब माइक्रो सर्विसेज पे बहुत ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस उन्होंने आस्क किए थे. लाइक माइक्रो सर्विस सिक्योरिटी पे उन्होंने पूछा था, स्प्रिंग सिक्योरिटी पूछा था, और एज कंपैरिजन माइक्रो सर्विस सिक्योरिटी कैसे डिफरेंट है ये पूछा था उन्होंने मेरे से. और उन्होंने पूछा था एक रीट्राई मैकेनिज्म क्या होता है, कैसे रीट्राई मैकेनिज्म माइक्रो सर्विस पे होता है, ये क्वेश्चन पूछा था. और जावा 8 के फीचर्स पूछे थे कि आप जावा 8 के फीचर्स आपने इम्प्लीमेंट किए हैं, कैसे किए हैं. आप वो सिर्फ डेफिनेशंस पे नहीं रुकेंगे, वो आपसे पूरा प्रैक्टिकल करवाएंगे, क्वेश्चंस पे क्वेश्चंस देंगे. आप जावा 8 तो बहुत ही जरूरी है अगर आप इंटरव्यू दे रहे हो जावा का. तो उसके बाद उन्होंने माइक्रो सर्विस पे सर्किट ब्रेकर पे क्वेश्चन पूछा कि वो क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है. और एंगुलर पे उन्होंने क्वेश्चंस पूछे कि एंगुलर पे क्या लाइक डायरेक्टिव्स क्या है, एंड ऑल ऑल थिंग्स क्या क्या होते हैं उसमें. इसके बाद उन्होंने सेंट्रलाइज सेंट्रलाइज सर्वर क्या होता है ये पूछा था उन्होंने मेरे से कि कैसे आप सेंट्रलाइज सर्वर से इंटरेक्ट करोगे, कैसे. काफी वो माइक्रो सर्विस अगर वो क्वेश्चंस आपसे कर रहे हैं तो काफी डीप जाएंगे, डीप क्वेश्चंस करते हैं, तो उस अकॉर्डिंगली आपको प्रिपेयर करना है. फिर उन्होंने स्प्रिंग सिक्योरिटी पूछा. स्प्रिंग सिक्योरिटी का उन्होंने मेरे से कोड लिखवाया था कि आप अगर इम्प्लीमेंट किया है आपने स्प्रिंग सिक्योरिटी का तो आप स्क्रीन शो करो और पूरा एक्सपीरियंस स्प्रिंग सिक्योरिटी का कोड लिख के दिखाओ मेरे को. और उन्होंने पूछा था कि जेडब्ल्यूटी कैसे काम करता है और कैसे एक्सपायरी टाइम है उसको कैसे इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं, ये सारा डीप उन्होंने पूछा था मेरे से उस टाइम पे. तो मैं आपको रिकमेंड करूंगा कि सबसे पहले आप जावा 8 के क्वेश्चंस जितने हो सकते हैं, आपके पास टाइम है, आप जावा 8 के क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिकली करो. प्रैक्टिकल करोगे तो आपके पास वो रहेगा, कॉन्फिडेंस रहेगा, जब वो क्वेश्चंस देंगे तो आप सॉल्व कर पाओगे. क्योंकि आप इंटरव्यू निकालना है वो इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, वो तो कोई भी निकाल लेता है, लेकिन वो जब कंपनी पे आप जाओगे ना तो वो वहाँ पे जब वो आपको मेन प्रोजेक्ट दे देंगे इतना बड़ा, तो समझ में नहीं आएगा कि क्या कैसे फ्लो होता है, क्या कैसे काम होता है, कौन सी मेथड कहाँ पे कॉल हो रही है। तो उसके लिए आपको जावा के क्वेश्चंस करिए, क्योंकि मैं बैंकिंग सेक्टर पे हूँ और बैंकिंग सेक्टर पूरा कोर जावा पे बेस्ड है। तो कोर जावा पे बेस्ड है, उसमें पूरा जावा का यूज किया गया है। और डीबगिंग आपसे आनी चाहिए, डीबगिंग आपसे बहुत अच्छे तरह से आनी चाहिए, क्योंकि आप बिना, क्योंकि आजकल वो लोग केटी नहीं दे रहे हैं। मेरे को केटी नहीं दिया उन्होंने, मेरे को उन्होंने बोला कि आप 3 इयर्स के एक्सपीरियंस पे हो तो आपको डीबगिंग आनी चाहिए। आप डीबगिंग करके आपको पता लगाना पड़ेगा कि कौन सा फ्लो, कौन सा मेथड कहाँ पे कॉल हो रहा है, क्या कौन सा कहाँ पे एपीआई कॉल हो रही है, क्या हो रहा है, वो आपको खुद पता करना पड़ेगा। तो वो केटी वगैरह देते हैं, वो आपको खुद से करना पड़ेगा। तो वो आप अभी से सीखोगे डीबगिंग करना, तो आप मास्टर्स कर सकते हो उस पर। सो दैट्स ऑल सर।
Right, so very important. First, start your learning journey with lot of shortcuts, exploring in the tools. For example, you're using any tools, then the shortcuts in that, you have to start working on it. Now there are so many classes. So how do I, okay, identify a particular class, right? Now how did I open up all the contents? Like if I press, for example, Control O, and there are, let's say, some 30 variables. There are some, okay, some 30-40 methods are there, correct? Now how do you find out what's the content of my class? What is the shortcut for it? Where is this variable that has been created, right? How do I locate the variable declaration, correct? Then after that, how do I directly open up all the list of available classes in my project? What should be the shortcut for that? There are hundreds of classes that has been created. Now I want to go to that class, I want to analyze some logic, and then comes is how the debugging you people are going to work on. See, these all concepts is what, if you start understanding, so that's what I'm telling you. Not 50%, not 30%, 80% of the syllabus updates of 2025. Okay, we have done that, and that club together has 42 pages of syllabus, which includes DevOps, full stack, all of these things. So when these things you become clear with, tomorrow if anybody gives a project, okay, now let's say somebody says, okay, you need to modify this logic in so and so method. So where is that method? Correct? How do I find out what's the content of my class? So these shortcuts, okay, which we people have started, educating our audience, our students in the latest batch. This is all you have to get clear with it. Okay. So thank you so much, प्रहलाद एंड देखो, इंटरव्यूज ऑनलाइन भी हो सकता है, इंटरव्यूज ऑफलाइन भी हो सकता है, वी कैन नॉट प्रेडिक्ट, राइट? बट एक चीज है कि क्यों 6.5 महीना हम लगाते हैं, क्यों शॉर्टकट प्रोसीजर्स को प्रमोट नहीं करते? बिकॉज अभी एक बच्चा आया, उसने बोला 6 महीने के बाद मैंने डायरेक्टली इंटरव्यू दिया, बोला मुझे और 2 महीना लेना था। तो आप ये समझिए ना, वो 6 महीने के बाद और 2 महीने का एक्स्ट्रा टाइम ले रहा है पढ़ने के लिए। और अगर हम बोलेंगे कि 2 महीने में आप प्लेसमेंट रेडी हो जाओगे, देन इट इज रियली वेरी फनी, ओके, और बहुत बड़ा मिसगाइडेंस है। ये मैं क्यों बता रहा हूँ? क्योंकि जब ड्यूरेशन आप दिमाग में फिक्स रखोगे, कंसिस्टेंट रहोगे कि हाँ मुझे कुछ भी शॉर्टकट अप्लाई नहीं करना है, 2 महीने तक मुझे पढ़, मतलब 6.5 महीने तक मुझे पढ़ना ही है। बट जब ये शॉर्टकट्स दिमाग में डालेगी, हमारे माइंड में क्या आएगा? 2 महीने में जॉब लग जाएगी। और जब 2 महीने में जॉब नहीं लगती है, हम क्या होगे? डीमोटिवेट हो जाएंगे। तो पूरा ध्यान हमें फर्स्ट पढ़ाई के तरफ हमें पुश करना है, और वो काफी मेहनत लगने वाली है। दिन का 4-5 घंटा, 4-5 hours, 4-5 hours you have to study per day. Got it? Okay, so let us invite the next candidate now. Uh, okay, so let us now invite Himanshu, the next candidate. So Himanshu, very uh,
Hi,
good
sir.
afternoon, Himanshu.
Good
Hi.
afternoon, sir.
So how are you,
Uh,
Himanshu?
yes, sir. I'm fine, sir. So first of all, I would like to say that, sir, I have came to the PSA Academy, but I didn't got any opportunity to meet you after placed. So twice or thrice I came, but I didn't got this opportunity to meet you, sir. Finally, I'm meeting you here in the Zoom meet.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. So Himanshu, back to you, as you've already got placed and now you're the senior student for those who are learning, studying here in PSA. So we want to know the trending concepts in 2025. What a candidate should be prepared with, what are the things they should learn, and please guide them. based on your experience?
Yes, sir. So, sir, first of all, I would like to advise them not to get scared of anything. If you are not able to get the things, you will be having a lot of question in the beginning, but gradually, when you will be moving ahead slowly and slowly, then you will be able to get so much of like points that you will be able to gather the knowledge that how to crack an interview and how you can work inside a company. So there might be a lot of questions, but I would like to clarify a few of them, like how I did. Actually, I got placed into, sir, like 4 to 5 companies. Then finally, I selected like MSG to join. I got a package of like 11 LPA, and recently, like I got offers from like Vision, and like there are several companies like Airtel and UI. So these are the companies where I got like into the final round, and like I got placed. But in Society General, sir, I didn't able to make it in the final round. In the final round, I got disqualified because, sir, there was a question like it was a very basic sort of question, but I was not able to answer that question. Like they asked me about the code coverage. It is a very like critical question that you should be knowing that the JUnit coverage of your application. So they asked me that question, so I was not able to answer that. So in that at that moment only he stopped asking me question and he disconnected the call like after saying thank you for your time. So I would like to say, if you are getting nervous, then don't get nervous. Focus what sir is telling. There will be like questions. There will be like you will be having parts where you have to cover like Java, then you have to cover like Spring Boot, then you need to know microservice, RESTful architecture, and Hibernate. So these are the 5 key points I would advise everybody to like look into. And in terms of like microservice, you might face some means like my interview. According to my interview, the question were more from microservices. They focuses on the interaction of microservices, how to microservices interact, and there is a very small but a very important like concept where you can call it as a load balancing. And I would say if sir is like adding means sir is adding new concepts to the syllabus where he has included like concepts like JUnit test cases and like AWS. These are going to help too much to the student, like EC2 and all. If you are adding this, then that is a plus point for you. If you don't add it, then also it is fine. You can go with microservices and everything. And when they will be asking, they have asked me like multiple questions throughout the whole like topics. So yeah, so this was like the basic overview of like my interview and my experiences. So
Right. So load balancers, we are going to learn this in various places. Right. So we are going to learn load balancers in AWS. Then after that, we are going to talk about load balancers, how it happens in Kubernetes. We are going to talk about load balancers, how it has been, okay, happening in the clients like Fiend client, web client, REST template, how the load balancers it takes care of. So these things is what we have done very strongly the addition. Coming to the question, what he was talking about the code coverage, how you will this concept JUnit, Mockito, and Jacoco. So Jacoco will help you to understand the percentage of code, okay, that is being tested with your unit test case. How much percentage of the code is being tested, we can analyze. So I'm again telling this: if you are aware of the syllabus, 80% of the content that happens to be whatever we are now discussing in the regular classroom, it will be very beneficial. And look at the demand. People are telling demand is not there, but even now people are able to take 4 to 5 offer letters. Whoever is coming on show, observe one thing: they're claiming I have multiple offer letters, right? They're claiming multiple offer letters, right? So we are going to now invite the next candidate. I hope you got one common thing: the trending concepts right now in interview: microservices, complete project work on microservices, right? Then they are asking you questions: Kafka, correct? Then after that, synchronous, asynchronous, correct concepts on that. Okay, then after that, which design pattern have you used in your project, in your microservices project? Which design pattern have you used? Okay, then after, they are asking you about the project flow, Okay, can you please explain me from the business point of view how your project flow is? Correct. Then further, they will ask you about, okay, the CI/CD pipeline. Okay, then things like that, it will gradually, they'll keep exploring. But yes, the interview journey will start with Java, because if your Java skills are not good, there's no point asking you questions on Spring Boot and Hibernate, because ultimately I'm doing coding in Spring Boot and Hibernate using Java. So Java concepts is like foundation. If your Java concepts is good, then only Spring Boot Hibernate concept good, then they will proceed further, then the project work and the evaluation will go on like that. Now, how this confidence gaining can happen? See, always take a sheet of paper. Initially, practice Java programs by writing on sheet of paper. The further things, for everything, soft copies of notes will be given. Right? For example, we are taking almost 15 lectures on Kubernetes. So complete notes on Kubernetes for those 15 lectures is already been provided. Likewise, whatever we are doing it now, there are notes that is going to be provided. And clubbed together, okay, there will be 25,000 lines of running notes, which we have to make an attempt to cover in the coming 6.5 to 7 months of time. This is our latest update. Now, once you touch that much of content, I can assure you, after 1 or 2 interviews, you will be in a state confidently you will handle the situation, you will answer the things nicely. Okay, is this clear? Right, and we are going at a speed, I think in 8 days we have covered 1,000 lines of running notes of Java already. Right, and every notes I'm typing it and sharing it in GitHub. Okay, so let's continue further. So Himanshu, thank you so much for joining us, and now let's invite the next candidate. Okay, we have Pintu Kumar. Okay, so Pintu, very good afternoon, Pintu.
Yeah, hello.
So let's,
Yeah, sir. Good
yes.
afternoon.
So
So
Pintu,
my
let's
name.
start.
ओके
Hello.
ओके आवाज आ रहा है मेरा?
आवाज
हेलो.
आ रहा है, आवाज आ रहा है. So Pintu,
ओके.
let's start with your introduction and the companies that you've got placed in and the trending concepts. Like today, 2025, we need to check that our updated syllabus, does it cover all that what our students are telling, right? Which I have started circulating already, that has been implemented in all the batches, but the official copy of my syllabus, we have just released it yesterday for all the students. So is that
Okay.
matching with what our placed candidates are telling? That is what we need to check now. Okay, right.
So my name is Pintu Kumar. I am from Jharkhand, and I have joined in PSA 2024 May. So after means मैं फरवरी में 17 फरवरी में प्लेस्ड हुआ हूँ, और तीन कंपनी में निकाला था, जिसमें से मैं एक कंपनी ज्वाइन किया हूँ, और लोवेस्ट पैकेज था 7 LPA एंड हाईएस्ट पैकेज 9 LPA. सो मैं जिसमें मैं ज्वाइन किया हूँ, कंपनी का नाम है ICICI, और ये प्रोजेक्ट है बैंकिंग सेक्टर. सो इसमें मोस्टली ज़्यादा यूज होता है जावा 8 फीचर और कलेक्शन एंड लाइक माइक्रो सर्विसेज, like how to communicate
So
once.
Pintu, we have heard a lot people telling microservices concept. This we've been hearing, but let's do one thing. In microservices, what do they ask?
In microservices, like how to communicate one microservices to another microservices, and how to how to like how to load balancing work, like these things.
So how one microservice communicates with another? The load
Yes, yes,
balancer concept, how does it work in microservices then?
yes. और फी एन क्लाइंट सबसे ज़्यादा पूछा जाता है, क्योंकि यही वाला माइक्रो
Fiend
सर्विसेज में
client.
ज़्यादातर. यस, माइक्रो
Okay, so
सर्विसेज में यही
Fiend
ज़्यादा यूज
client,
होता है.
differences between Fiend client and web
वेब
client REST
क्लाइंट.
template.
यस यस. और ज़्यादातर जावा 8 यूज होता है. हर एक ठो और नया चीज़ है जो हाइबरनेट में यूज होता है, क्राइटेरिया एपीआई कर करके. ये बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. हमारे प्रोजेक्ट में ज़्यादातर यही यूज हुआ है.
circuit
criteria.
breaker design pattern.
यस यस सर, सर्किट ब्रेकर डिजाइन पैटर्न हो गया, सर्किट ब्रेकर, एपीआई गेटवे, जिसमें सिक्योरिटी वाला
API
जो
gateway.
सिक्योरिटी वाला जो सब पार्ट लिखते हैं उसी में स्प्रिंग सिक्योरिटी का एपीआई गेटवे में.
How do you implement Spring security
यस
when there's an API gateway?
यस.
Then Spring actuators,
या स्प्रिंग एक्चुएटर, बट मेरे में
Spring
अभी
admin server.
यस सर, ये सब पूछा गया.
All right. So these in-depth, all the concepts exploration is what we have to focus on, right? And then let's continue further. So when you attend the interviews, when you get the calls for
यस.
interviews, so do they ask you, do you know DevOps? Do you know AWS? Is this question very frequently being asked?
Yeah, some interview ask and some interview not asked. It depends on requirement.
Correct. So some companies are asking, do you know AWS? So understand this
Yes.
now. When we say no, we are losing out that requirement. But when you say yes, 25% additional interview calls. Which means if your full stack can give you 40% calls, adding
Yes,
DevOps
sir.
65% calls.
Yes,
Which
sir.
means out of every
यस सर, मैंने सब कुछ डाल के रखा था, कुबरनेटिव, डेवऑप्स, एडब्ल्यूएस, और फुल स्टैक में रिएक्ट में डाला था, क्योंकि मेरे को रिएक्ट ही आता था, इसके कारण मैं रिएक्ट डाला था.
got it. So everything he had put Kubernetes, Dockers, right?
Yes.
Jenkins, everything. So you're getting 65% more interview calls.
Yes,
Correct?
yes.
Out of every 10 interviews, 6.5 interviews will fall in this category. Another, if you add Angular, which is our upcoming update on Angular, right? Then after adding Angular, I can tell you your phones will only keep ringing. But if you put only Angular, no calls. Understand the
Yeah,
funda? Somebody
sir,
says,
only
sir, मैं सिर्फ Angular पढ़ सकता हूँ. No. Backend, DevOps, then Angular. If you learn only backend and DevOps also, still you got out of 10 interviews, let's say 6 interview calls. But if you add with that Angular, then it is like it has become an amazing profile. Okay? Yes, you're telling something, Pintu.
या अगर सिर्फ फ्रंट एंड डालेंगे तो वो उसमें कॉल नहीं आता है. मेरा फ्रेंड लोग डाला था जिसमें नहीं आ रहा था. बट बैकएंड, ओनली सिर्फ बैकएंड में डालेंगे तो कॉल आता है, बट फ्रंट एंड में नहीं आता है. तो फुल स्टैक में ज़्यादा आता है. ये है मार्केट का ट्रेंडिंग.
Right. Okay, so I hope you got an idea what Pintu said, what we have to study. Everybody is now aligned with, I hope they're on the same page, whatever the content I've shared with the students. Yes, he mentioned Pin Client. Yes, we have already started that in our evening microservices classes at 7:30. Pin Client concept is already covered. Load balancer concept is already covered. We have already discussed that.
जावा 8 इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सर. बहुत ज़्यादा यूज होता है.
हाँ, बहुत ज्यादा पूछता है.
हाँ, यूज भी होता है प्रोजेक्ट में बहुत ज़्यादा.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pintu, for joining us. We wish you all the best. And let me
Okay,
invite
sir.
the next candidate, Alok Singh. So Alok, let's start with your introduction, companies that you've got placed in. And I'm telling you, इतना सारा पढ़ाई करने के बाद 7-8 लाख का पैकेज लेने में दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. ओके, ये गारंटीड है जो भी मैं बता रहा हूँ, क्योंकि जैसे ये खत्म होगा, स्पेशल बैच लॉन्च होगा एंगुलर क्लासेस पे, और एंगुलर काफी इजी रहेगा. You will not have trouble learning Angular. The major efforts to learn the technologies will be backend. DevOps भी easy जाएगा, right? But सबसे ज्यादा efforts backend पे पड़ेगा. Angular easy रहेगा. अगर approach सही रहा तो Angular सीखने में दिक्कत नहीं होगी. Okay, so let us start. Alok, we are not able to hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Very
Am
good
I
afternoon.
audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Alok, and I appeared for about 13 to 14 interviews, including all the final round and all. And I got placed in two companies. One was Deloitte and another was Flipkart. So I joined Flipkart. The package is 10 LPA, and I'm a student of Jan 2024 batch. So like the things are constantly changing, so you need to be updated about the current scenario. So I'll tell you about my things. Like it's been 4 months I got placed. So what I faced was
आलोक, we lost you. We're not able to hear you. आपकी
yeah,
ऑडियो नहीं आ रही है. हाँ.
am I audible?
Yes, yes.
So the questions are divided into three parts. The first one is the core Java, then is the advanced, and another one is the Spring framework, which on which we are working. So the in core we get OOPS concept, Java 8 features, since we have used Java 8 in our resume. So they ask Java 8 features and questions related to that. Then in advanced Java, they ask questions from collections, all array list, lists, sets and queues, maps, these all things. Then we questions are generally asked from the design patterns, the solid principles, all these things. Then Kafka microservices, very important part of the advanced Java. Then we have the Spring, like they ask how the Spring framework works, difference between Spring Boot and Spring MVC. Then what are the Spring annotations which you used? How what are their functions? Dependency injection, Spring IOC, all the dependencies, major dependencies which you have used, how anything is implemented in Spring. Like they ask how Spring security is implemented. So these are the flow, how the Spring MVC works. These are the questions related to Spring Boot. And another major part of your preparation should be the project. Like every answer you give from either the advanced Java or core or Spring, it should be correlated to your project, like how the things were implemented in your project. If they ask questions about Lambda expression, they expect that how you had used in that in your project. So that is also an important part which you need to focus on. And these were the major things. And for coding questions, stream API, Lambda's expression, I mean the Java 8 features, from them that they ask. Then from the collections like array lists, then sorting an array, uh, searching anything, and I mean removing duplicate. These are the common things they ask. So in interview, I mean in the coding round, that these are the things. And then in hiring manager round, they usually ask like how the things work in your company, how you what was your way of coding, have you faced any challenges, major challenge in your working time, any major bug you faced. These are the scenario based questions which they ask in the final round. So these things also you should be prepared about. Like they may even ask this is your project flow. If something changes in your project flow, like we have to add another module, then how will be your approach, what will be the discussion among your team, how the things, how the decisions were taken in your previous company. These are the things they ask just to make sure that how much well confident you are working with the team. So you have to be very first about these thing also. Then comes the part like after you join, there are some things you should focus on. So the preparation should start in early stages only, like the Git and GitHub version control thing. I mean, in most of the companies, Git and GitHub is only used. So you have to be very well versed with Git and GitHub concepts, because these are used mostly. And like when you
Yes.
join the
So just 1 minute. I'll pause him here. That was what I was talking about. Git and GitHub. Now this is very, very important from scenario based questions point of view, point number one, and also from the working point of view. Because when interviews are being conducted, some of the questions they will ask you on GitHub. Did you create a branch? Why did you create a branch? What is merge conflict? What is PR? Right? And things like that. Okay, how the manager was sharing the code with you. Okay, things like that. So we have designed these lectures for almost 10 days of lecture. Okay, the complete updated syllabus consists of 10 days of lectures on GitHub alone, so that you start working comfortably on the projects when you join the company. You should not struggle there using GitHub, right? So these all are very essential. Okay, where uh, a separate section already one batch on that we have completed on tools, right? A separate section is being introduced there. So this is very, very important, and every person who's working as a developer should be aware of that. Okay, yeah, continue, Alok. Alok, you're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Huh.
And debugging also, debugging is a major thing which is required after joining the company to understand the flow of the project. Because mostly we will be working on the project which is already running. Like I have been assigned a project which has been running since 10 years. I mean, it's a very old project. So it took me a lot of time to understand the flow and understand the technicalities of this. So that was only possible because of debugging. So that is also one major thing. And then one thing is JUnit testing, like JUnit and Mockito, because we have to write unit test cases for every implementation which we are doing. Like we are writing any part of code, we are changing any logic, we have to write the test cases for it, so that they are passing or not. Then only they will be further deployed. Because there is a thing, test coverage, like it was discussed in this call only. So code coverage should be, there is a threshold for code coverage in every company, like 75 to 80% generally. Then only the code can be deployed. So if you study JUnit and Mockito, that will be very helpful after you join the company. So that's a suggestion from me. And sir is already taking classes of Kafka, microservices, and all that. So if you study Kafka, the call flows will increase drastically, because most of the companies are asking Kafka now. And for projects, they are expecting that your project was on microservices only. Like in one interview, I just told the interviewer that my project was monolithic, but I am studying microservices on my own. He said, no, no, we require at least 2 years of experience in microservices. So you have to justify that our project was in microservices, because the current scenario is demanding that only. So that is also a major thing. And many of the interviewers also asked me that, have you worked on any front end technology? Since I hadn't learned that, so I just denied. But if you learn it, if it's possible, then that will be also help in your call flow. Like any front end technology, Angular or React, anything, whichever you are comfortable, whichever sir is teaching, that will be fine. I am also following the classes right now. And for deployment, they ask that usually, were you involved in deployment? Because they like expect that people should deploy. I mean, they will be able to deploy, or they should know the CI/CD pipeline basic principles, so that they can adjust to our deployment environment. So that is also a thing. So yeah, most of the things I have covered, and all the best, everyone. Thank you, sir,
Right.
for the opportunity.
So market is very different, guys. I've been repeatedly telling people that you have to stay very, very highly focused. Okay, so is it possible? Again, I'm asking, in 2 months, where people can learn all of those things and start cracking the interviews. Let's be practical about it, right? So is it possible anybody starts giving interview? Because sometimes students, they come to me and they ask, can I start giving interviews from day one? See, their whole agenda of joining an academy is only to get interview calls, correct? And when your mindset is only about getting interview calls from day one, then such cases, they end up failing very badly. But the cases where students spend enough time to learn, spend enough time to prepare themselves for the interviews to crack, at the end the results are very beautiful. Where you see students, once he gets one offer, he becomes confident to crack more interviews. It is just the first offer. Once one offer we get it, no, we become confident, because we know, okay, एक job तो मेरा assured है, and बाकी का भी confident के साथ आप देने लगोगे, correct? Okay, so let us continue. Yes, Angular only after 6.5 months, 6.5 महीने में Angular तो cover नहीं कर पाएंगे, because syllabus काफी ज्यादा है. और ये प्रॉमिस नहीं कर सकूंगा कि 6.5 7 months में आप एंगुलर भी सीख लोगे, भी कर लोगे. देखो, आखिर में हमें ये भी समझना है कि बच्चों का भी एक थ्रेशोल्ड होता है. अब 6.5 महीने के बाद जॉब चाहिए, पहले हम जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करेंगे, राइट? तो एंगुलर भी कर ले, ये भी कर लेंगे, तो दिमाग में क्या क्या रखेगा? यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द थ्रेशोल्ड. 6.5 7 months के बाद कंफर्टेबली प्लेसमेंट्स देंगे. देन आई स्टार्ट, यू नो, एक्सक्लूसिव बैचेस like 8:30 in the evening. where even if you're working in the company, still 8:30 in the evening, 8:30 to 9:30 in the night, you can take my classes on Angular. That is what we did with our DevOps classes. I launched that class at 8:30 to 9:30. Correct. Even my microservices classes we have launched at 7:30. So maximum people, even after joining company, you can take the benefits of it. Okay. Now let us invite the next candidate, Vidyanshu. Okay, Vidyanshu. I think we got late. He's not here. But I hope today's alumni meet should give you clarity about that as a learner, what should be our roadmap and what your seniors are telling to do. Got it? And always listen to the seniors who has been a part of this journey and who have got placed. Rather than just picking up some videos on YouTube, some people on YouTube giving some guidances. Think about it. The person who is giving guidance on YouTube, he himself doesn't have a job. Right? So we have to be very careful about it, the advices from whom we are taking it. Okay? Thanks a lot, guys, for joining. We wish you all the best. And we will meet up again the next alumni meet on next Saturday. And by the way, see, I'll just tell you what is the current update that I have been doing it very actively. Okay, and see, we've been maintaining a lot of content on Git now, and I would like to take some couple of minutes to just show you people that every lecture to save the time, make the things easier. On GitHub, I'm just going ahead and maintaining all our content there very systematically. So if you just go to GitHub, 1 minute, let me connect the projector. Okay. Hello, is my audio online clear? I don't know. Should be. Okay, so we are connected here. Let me go back. Let me switch to. Oh, can you see the IP address there? Yeah, IP address is visible. Yeah. So observe here very carefully the students. So we've been maintaining all the notes here, very carefully. You see that everything we are updating it here, like the Git commands. Okay, what all things we are going to cover in Git, and what all things you will be learning. So everything like you're going to learn what is Git, then what are the different types of source code management tools like GitHub, Bitbucket, GitHub and Git. Then after that you will be taken through the architecture. You will be looking at lot of commands in Git init, status, add, commit, push, restore, log, rm, clone, pull. What is Git GUI? Good, Git pull versus Git fetch, right? Git stash, Git cherry pick, right? So like this, the complete exploration to get branches. Okay, then after that you will be learning what do you mean by conflicts in Git. Okay, what are merge conflicts? When do we get that? So we are all going to have a look at these things, okay, in detailed manner. Same way, if you now go back, you notice we have complete series of content that is being kept on. Let's say you're learning Terraform. So we are going to teach you how to set up a Terraform project. What is Terraform? Okay, XYZ things. And this will be used for your infrastructure creation in AWS, how we are going to do that. Okay, so like this, people will get to access all the content, right? So we're just trying to align all our syllabus based on what our students are demanding. Like microservices classes has started, we are updating the notes there. Then you notice we have completed the classes on Kubernetes, and you see that a lot of concepts in Kubernetes have covered, right? If you just have a look at it, Kubernetes concept, right? Lot of things I have taken it here in Kubernetes, and in depth manner we have finished this. We have seen how to set up Kubernetes, how to do the deployment of your application with Kubernetes and all of those things, right? Dockers is also there. You cannot learn Kubernetes, first you will learn Dockers. Only after learning Dockers you will learn Kubernetes. So they are all interlinked, right? Directly you cannot learn that. So that is supposed to be, okay, the learning journey. That's I why I tell people to have patience is because all these beautiful concepts when you learn, see, you will be confident enough in interview. Yes or no? Correct? Otherwise what we will do? अच्छा 2 महीने में आप प्लेसमेंट दोगे, ठीक है, दूसरा बोलेगा मैं 1 महीने में दूंगा, दूसरा बोलेगा कल से ही दूंगा, तो हम क्या करते हैं फिर?